You know, something I saw the other day, right? I saw this street performer. He was performing, you know, he was a drummer. The dude, the dude was nice, you know. He performed, bro. Like you could see like the veins coming out his neck. You know what I'm saying? He was moving the buckets around, you know, while he was drumming. He kept lifting one of the buckets up to, you know, create more of a bass sound. And then when he put the bucket down, but he would be doing that really fast, you know. And he would snare, bass. You know, he was just nice. There were people that stood there from, you know, beginning to end, and they saw the whole show. You know, I thought if I was there, I don't give a fuck what I had to do that day. I would have gave that dude at least $20. You know, whatever I could do. But here's the big part that made absolutely no sense to me. Once I break it down, see, I'm trying to give it to you like piece by piece. I'm trying to get you to understand the logic. All right, let's go L for L real quick. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. That's lifted logic. All right. Now, you got a street performer. You know, someone that's struggling, someone that you know needs you know some assistance, not assistance, but you know some help. You know, and they're going to the lengths of performing wherever they can. You know, that shows me motivation in some to certain in some extents desperation, you know, but it could be, you know, you desperately want to make it, you know, you desperately want to be heard, you want your talent to be seen, you know, that's a lot, you know. Now, when you saw this person, the street performer, perform, it was out of nowhere, you know, you didn't ask for it, but if you're sitting there enjoying it, you know, vibing out like, wow, this guy's good, you know, then you took part in enjoying the show. Now, keep that in mind, right? You have, I won't say any names, but you have all artists, you know, all these artists, and they have tours, you know, concerts and stuff, you know, that you'll pay 200 to thousands of dollars depending on your seats to see this person. Why? Because this is your idol, you know. This is someone you look up to. So you'll pay, you give them, you know, someone that is already in a good position. You give someone that's already in a good position just, you know, more. You give them more, you know, but you'll see a street performer doing all that he can, you know, considering his situation to just be heard, you know, and he's talented, you know. This guy, you know, this is just one street performer I'm talking about. You see other street performers, they can drum, they can sing, they'll you know they'll play the a freaking banjo and a harmonica. You know what I'm saying? Like overly talented, but you'll see them perform, you watch their whole show, and you'll give them the change in your pocket. That's what I'm saying. You give them the change in your pocket, but you're going to give some top performer way more. Why? Because he had fireworks and and bitches with fat asses on stage, you know, shit like that. It just, nah, that doesn't make sense to me. You know, the society, you know, and I ain't to sound like that guy, you know, oh, the society we live in. It is though, you know, think about it. That goes on, that scenario that's explained, that goes on every single day. It's the norm to us, you know. It doesn't, to most people, it doesn't, that doesn't ring an alarm like, wow, like, that's how I operate. You know, sometimes you gotta sit back and look at what you're doing, you know? That shit don't even make sense. You know? I'd be more worried about this guy and how he's gonna do, how he's gonna, you know? What are you not gonna support, you know, one of your favorite artists in fear that they won't be able to make it and, you know, drop more albums and stuff like that? Is that your fear, you know? I would fear that this guy is gonna be freaking homeless, you know? If I don't give him $20 to get some food or maybe contribute to him getting a room that night, just so he could do the same thing tomorrow, you know? It's just, sometimes you gotta just take a step back and analyze what you're doing, you know? How you're living, your logic, your take on things. And that's my take on that. Hope I spoke to some of you, you know, help you just tap into that mindset, you know. It's like some of you think like, hey, damn, he's right. Makes a lot of sense. Others, shit, I don't know. But if you think about it, man, you're all taught to think a certain way, you know, through music, through media, through the news, you know, whatever. Come on, we all know you're you're taught to think certain things, you know. It's mental conditioning. That's what it's called, you know. And you know something you really need to ask yourself. You need to ask yourself one simple question: how do you know what you know? Think about that. How do you know what you know? You don't. You really don't. Everything is technically word of mouth. Everything that you've learned, you know, it's just word of mouth. Some guy told you. Some guy told him. You know, you don't know the the root the root source of all that you know. You know. Now that can get real deep. You know, there's certain things, you know, that you're just following. Mindsets, you know, ways of life. You just following. Think. I like to provoke thinking. You know what I'm saying? Just just really think about the shit that I'm saying and look around you. It's like I wanna say certain things, you know, and get real deep into certain topics, you know, but I'll save that. I save that for certain, you know, videos where I just like specifically go in on certain topics and I could really break it down, give you examples and everything. But I'm keep it general right now, you know. But that's pretty much it, man. Stay tuned.